Okay, so let's say you are having a of 1 to 4 and a of 1 to 5. So this is called as a lower bound 1. This is called as upper bound 1. So this is called as a lower bound 2, lower bound 2, and this is called as a upper bound 2. So these are the rows and these are the columns. Okay. So how many rows are there? Number of rows. Number of rows is what? 1 to 4. Number of columns is what? 1 to 5. So if you want to find out number of rows, okay, NR. So the formula will be what? Okay, UB1 minus LB1 plus 1. Okay, number of rows NR निकालना है. The formula will be what? Upper bound minus lower bound 1 plus 1. And number of columns निकालना है. Okay, NC. So upper bound 2 minus lower bound 2 plus 1. This is number of columns. Okay. So number of rows, okay, formula is upper bound 1 minus lower bound 1 plus 1. Okay, look, number of columns, upper bound 2 minus lower bound 2 plus 1. So if you want if you want to find out, you can do this. Okay, यहाँ पे number of rows कितना है? 1 to 4. Okay, so you can apply. So what is the formula? 4 minus 1 plus 1, that is a 4. Number of columns, upper bound 2. UB2 is what? 5. LB2 is what? 5 minus 1 plus 1, that is a 5. So this is your number of columns and this is your number of rows. Right. So now it is very easy because you are having positive values. Now it is very easy, you are having positive values because 1 to 4. 1 to 4 means like 4 rows are there. So you can easily understand that. Okay, no formula required now. But remember, if I give the negative indexes, then you require what? Formula. Is that clear? So formula definitely you require if I give what? Negative indexes. Is that clear? So now actually not required. Okay, but if I give negative indexes, the formula is required. Is this clear for everyone? Right? So number of rows formula will be UB2 minus UB1 minus LB1 plus 1, and number of columns will be UB2 minus LB2 plus 1. So this is number of rows and number of columns. So copy all this. Copy karo. Yeah, Mohammed Salim, after the break, this is the only one. No need to leave any pages. ब्रेक के बाद बस इतना ही लिखा है, इतना ही पढ़ा है. राइट, कॉपी करो. कीप द हेडिंग 2D अरेस एंड कॉपी ऑल दिस. ब्रेक के बाद सिर्फ इतना ही पढ़ाया. Note down. Continuation. Note down the next statement. 2D array. Note down what I am saying first. 2D array will be stored in the memory. Yeah, Ujjwal Pramanika. Okay, practically it will always start with 0. Practically it is 0. It is just a question. Question में कुछ भी हो सकता है. In the actually practically it is always 0. But question it can be anything. Okay, right. Note down. 2D array will be stored in the memory. 2D array will be stored in the memory in the form of multiple 1D arrays. 2D array will be stored in the memory in the form of multiple 1D arrays. Second point. Second point. 2D array will be stored in the memory. 2D array will be stored in the memory in two different ways. 2D array will be stored in the memory in the two different ways. Okay, note down. The first one is row major order. Row major order. And second one is column major order. Row major order. Okay, next one is what? Column major order. Row major order. Okay, next one is what? Column major order. Okay, next C language. C language by default follows what? C language. C language by default. C language by default follows row major order. Okay, so you know that what is this point here? Okay, 2D array. C language by default follows what? Row major order. So what is this point here? 2D array will be stored in the form of multiple 1D arrays. So I told you already there is no 2D array, 3D array in the memory. In the memory you are having rows, columns, diagrams. ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं है. So in the memory it is all continuous locations. Okay, just like a single array, just simple array. In the memory you don't have any 3D array, 2D array, rows, columns and all that. So it is all continuous, 1D arrays only. So 2D array will be stored in the form of multiple 1D arrays. Okay, right. And the 2D array will be stored in the memory by in the two different ways. One is a row major order and next is column major order. So next important point, C language by default follows what? Row major order. In the C language we follow row major order. Is this clear for everyone? Now, so first keep the heading row major order. First keep the heading row major order. Okay. Okay. So keep the heading row major order. Copy all that. Copy all this. Okay. Copy this carefully and understand what we are discussing, because same thing we will extend in the question. So there are so many questions in the GATE exam and in the test series and also in the workbook. So कॉपी करने के बाद मैसेज करो, कॉपी करने के बाद मैसेज करो। Okay, copied all of you. Right. So listen here. So it's a row measure order. So row measure order. Okay, right. Heading is row measure order. So we are storing in the memory row by row. Okay, look at here. So it's a okay first row. Okay, second row, third row, and fourth row. Right. So we are storing what row by row. We are storing in the memory. Right. Now understand carefully. I understand carefully. So I want to find out location of A of 4 3. Just listen here. So location of A of 4 3. Okay, like fourth row, third column. Listen here. It's a fourth row, third column. I want to find out location of A of 4 3. So look at this a fourth row. Okay, look at first row, second row, third row, fourth row. It's a fourth row here. Fourth row, third column. Third column. Look at here. There's a first column, second column, and third column. Okay. I want to find out location of this particular element. So how you are going to calculate? So how your compiler internally calculates this? Right. Let us try to understand. Okay. So how compiler will calculate okay size okay location of A of 4 3. So location of A of 4 3. So base address is 100. So just listen carefully. Listen carefully. Now I want to go to fourth row, third column. Listen here. So it is a row measure order. Just listen what I am saying. Because everything you solve the next question, your question will be difficult. Your question will be difficult. Listen carefully. So I want to go to fourth row, third column. Okay. Now LB1 is what? Rows की बात करता हूँ. Okay, look at here. Rows is having what? Lower bound 1 to upper bound 1. Columns are having what? Lower bound 2 1 2 to upper bound 2. Lower bound 2 to upper bound 2. Is that clear? Next. Now, okay, you want to find out location of A of 4 3. Remember, this is a row measure order. This is a row measure order. The first concentration is on the rows. So you want to go to fourth row. Listen here. So fourth row you want to go. So how many rows you have to cross? Tell me that first. Fourth row. Okay, look at here. The first it is a row measure order. The first concentration is on the rows. So fourth row you want to go means how many rows you have to completely cross? The 3 rows completely you have to cross. Fourth row you want to go means the 3 rows completely you have to cross. Is that clear? Right? So understand here. So the first row, second row and the third row. Is that clear? So 3 rows. These 3 rows completely you have to cross. I'm repeating. Fourth row you want to go means okay, these 3 rows completely you have to cross. Okay, right. So look at here. So fourth row you want to go means listen carefully. 4 minus 1 rows you have to cross. So what is this one here? Lower bound 1. So when you are talking about rows की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 1, अगर columns की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 2. Is that clear? So मैं repeat कर रहा हूं. Fourth row you want to go. Okay, you want to go to fourth row, third element. Okay, fourth row you want to go means how many rows you have to cross completely? 3 rows you have to completely cross. So how you will get that 3 कैसे आएगा? So 4 minus 1 rows you have to cross. And remember what is this one here? This one is what? Lower bound 1. Now, so 4 minus 1 rows you have to cross, that is fine. 4 minus 1 rows, the 3 rows you have to cross, that is fine. But remember, every row is having how many elements? Every row, every row is having how many elements here? Okay, 5 elements. Every row is having 5 elements. Look at here, every row is having what? How many elements? 5 elements. Remember, what is this 5 here? Number of columns. What is this 5 here? Number of columns. Remember how you will get number of columns formula? Number of columns how you will get? Formula is given. UB2 minus LB2 plus 1. Okay, you can see here. So 5 minus 1. Okay, upper bound minus lower bound 1. Columns की बात कर रहे हैं ना? UB2 minus LB2. UB2 minus LB2 plus 1. Is that clear? So that is what? 5. समझ में? Right? So that is number of columns. So plus. And next, which column you want to go? That is about the rows. And next, column कौन सा जाना है? Column number 3. So you want to go to column number 3 means, okay, third column you want to go. So these 2 columns you have to cross. So if you want to go to the third column, you want to go to third column here, the first 2 columns you have to cross. Yes or no? The third column you want to go, the first 2 columns you have to cross. So look at here, third column you want to go, it means 3 minus 1 columns you have to cross. So 3 minus 1 means how many columns? 2 columns. Now tell me what is this 1 here? Lower bound 2. Lower bound 2. Why? Because columns की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 2. अगर rows की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 1. So total this many elements you have to cross. Total this many elements you have to cross, and the size of the element is what? 2. Size of the element is 2. So now you find out this value here. So 100 plus. So this value is how much here? 3. 3 into 5. So that is a 15. Okay, plus this value is a 2. Okay, multiply with what? 2. Okay, so that is 100 plus 17 into 2. So that value is how much here? 134. Okay, 134. Check karo. So check it out. So A of 43 value. A of 43 that is 134. So A of 43 134. Look at here. A of 43 134. Is it matching? Yes. So 134 that is matching. Copy karo. Copy this. Yeah, Anand Kumar, yes, after the break only 2 DRS has started. Copied? Right. Okay. Now let's find out. Okay, let's do the next one. So let's find out the location of the next element. So afterwards you take up the questions. Let's I want to find out A of 3, 4. The third row, fourth column. Okay, look at here. So location of A of 3, okay, 4. A of 3, 4. Base address is 100. Okay. Now third row, fourth column. Understand carefully. The third row, fourth column you want to go. A of 3, 4. Now remember, it's a row measure order. The first concentration is on the rows. I told you already, the row measure order, first concentration is on the rows here. So the first, the third row you want to go. So third row you want to go means how many rows you have to cross? The third row you want to go means how many rows you have to cross? So these many rows. These two rows you have to cross completely. Okay, the third row, fourth column. Third row, fourth column. Listen here. So the third row you want to go means the first two rows you have to cross completely. The first two rows you have to cross completely. The third row you want to go. So it means the 3 minus 1 rows you have to cross. Okay, the third row you want to go means okay. So 3 minus 1 rows. 3 minus 1 rows you have to cross. Is that here? Now remember, what is this 1 here? What is this 1 here? Lower bound 1. Okay, lower bound 1. So why? Because we are talking about the rows. Rows की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 1. So that many rows, that is a 2 rows. Okay, 3 minus 1 rows means what? 2 rows. Look at here, 2 rows completely you have to cross. Now the 2 rows you have to completely cross. And next, every row is having how many elements? Every row is having how many elements? Okay, 5 elements. What is this 5 here? Number of columns. Number of columns. So how will you get number of columns? Formula is given to you. UB2 minus LB2 plus 1. Like, okay, 5 minus 1 plus 1. That is 5. So plus, next. Now which column you want to go? Look at here, fourth column you want to go. See here, third row and the fourth column. So you want to go to fourth column. It's the first column, second column and third column. Okay, look at it, is the fourth column. So fourth column you want to go means, so this many columns you have to cross. Fourth column you have to go means the first 3 columns you have to cross. The fourth column you have to go means first 3 columns you have to cross. So it means 4 minus 1 columns you have to cross. So what is this one here? Lower bound 2. So multiply with what? Size of the element. So multiply with the size of the element. So find out this value. Multiply with the size of the element. So this is okay. So 100 plus so 2 into 5, that is 10. Okay, that is 3. So multiply with the 2. So 100 plus this is 13. 13 times 2 is 26. So that is how much here? 126. Okay. So check it out. 126, is it matching? A of 3 4. Location of A of 3 4, 126. So see here, A of 3 4. Location is 126. So is it matching? Copy. Copy that. Right. Copied all of you. Yeah, Firoz, anything you can follow. Yeah. Yeah. So shall I remove this? Okay. So I think all of you copied that. Okay. So let's okay, note down the question. So we'll make a wrote down the question. After that, so we will write down the formula. Note down the question here. A of minus 67 to plus 376 and minus 79 to plus 599. Okay, base address is 6800. So size of the element is 7 bytes. Size of the element is 7. Okay, now find out location of A of so just find out 359. Okay, and okay 576 or 5, okay 76. Find out this location of A of 359, A of 359 and 576. So find out that base address is given as 6800, size of the element is 7. Yeah, number of elements before A of 3 4, then start multiplication. Yeah, Ravish Dagar, that's what we are doing. That's what you are doing. So now that was a small matrix. Okay, you can count. If it is a big matrix like this, so how you are going to count? You should have a proper formula, right? Copy करो, find out this, solve this question. देखते कितने लोग सही सॉल्व कर रहे हैं. Solve this question. Same row measure order. Come on, come on. Manish gave the first answer. Manish, second person is Ritu Saha. दोनों का मैच नहीं हो रहा है. Two different answers coming. Manish, your answer is different. Ritu Saha, your answer also different. Looks like okay. Manish answer is right. Varun Gupta, your answer also not matching. बहुत बड़ा है सर. नहीं है, करना पड़ेगा. Right. So the simple calculation. So you have to do that. So now listen here first. Right. So base address is 6800. Okay. Plus. So which row you want to go? 359. Right. So you want to go to the row number 359. So 359 means how many rows you have to cross? 359 minus 67. So this many rows you have to cross. And every row is having how many elements? That is same as number of columns. So I will get number of columns. Okay, 599 minus 79 plus 1. Okay, direct formula is given, number of columns. So total, okay, this many rows are there and every row is having this many elements. Okay, right. So plus next column number kitna? 576. So it means how many columns you have to cross? 576 minus 79. So total this many elements you have to cross and size of the element is 7. Is that clear? So so this is your lower bound 1. This is your lower bound 2. Okay, so this is your formula for number of columns. UB2 minus LB2, okay, plus 1. This is the right formula for number of columns. सेम किया, यहाँ पे माइनस इंटू माइनस प्लस हो जाएगा, राइट. सो वॉट एवर इज देयर, सो आई थिंक दिस वैल्यू इज 2036163. राइट. डोंट यूज कैलकुलेटर, कैलसी यूज नहीं करना है. इफ यू यूज कैलसी इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, because in the exam, in the gate exam you will have the virtual calculator, so it's very difficult. You should improve your multiplication, division, addition, subtraction, थोड़ा speed up करना पड़ेगा. So these are right answer. All of you got same, right? So note down the next question. So one more question, right? So next question, just note down the next question. A of minus 326, okay, to plus 719. Next, minus 293, 2 plus 636. Okay, 636. Base address is 7800. Size of the element is 4. Size of the element is 4. Note down the next question. Speed up. Okay, minus 326. 2 plus 719. Minus, okay, this one 293, 2 plus 636. Base address BA 7800. Size of the element is 4. Now tell me location of A of 693. Okay, 574. So that base address, so I'm writing here, the base address is 7800. So plus, I want to go to row number 693. So it means how many rows you have to cross? 693 minus 326. And every row is having this many rows you have to cross. Every row is having how many columns? How many columns? The formula is given directly, formula. So 636 minus 293 plus 1. Okay, and this is about rows. And column number 574 minus how many columns you have to cross? 574 minus okay, 293. So multiply with the size of the element 4. Okay, so this answer is 3801948. So this is answer. 3801943. So check your answers. Somebody giving right answer, somebody giving wrong answer. So don't make the calculation mistakes. Don't make the calculation mistakes. Somebody doing okay, so some addition mistake, somebody doing subtraction mistake. Yeah, Preeto Saha, without using calci, you are giving okay in a short time. Excellent. Somebody is using calci, cheating कर रहे सब लोग, intelligent fellows. Somebody is cheating. Huh? Right. So I think so you guys can check it out. Where is the mistake? So in case if somebody done mistake, so check it out. Okay, right. So note down the formula directly. So keep it as a note. I think the two questions are enough. So A of LB1 to UB1. So LB2 to UB2. Note down. Okay, base address BA. Okay, row major order. Size of the element is yes. Okay, base address BA, row major order, size of the element is yes. So okay, now location of A of IJ. Location of A of IJ. So write down the formula. Write down the formula. Okay. So understand here. So that formula, write down the formula. So base address BA. Okay, right. You want to go to the row number I. So how many rows you have to cross? I minus LB1. So this many rows you have to cross. And in this many rows, how many, okay, every row is having how many elements? Every row is having, okay, how many elements? Number of columns, NC. Number of columns. Number of columns formula is there directly here. So number of columns direct formula is there. So, okay, if you want, you can write formula, okay, here UB2 minus LB2 plus 1. So otherwise, you can write NC, okay, just shortcut. Number of columns, formula is there already, right? Plus next कौन सा column पे जाना है J. So it means J minus LB2. This many columns you have to cross and multiply with what? Size of the element, yes. So that is the formula, right? So this is how you need to, okay, you will calculate the location of A of IJ. Okay, row measure order. Okay, row measure order. So next, now in the same manner, so next keep the heading column measure order. So CMO. copy karo, copy this again. You cannot modify, you need to copy the new one. Right. So next, so keep the heading column measure order. So copy this column by column. Right. So note down. So keep the heading column measure order. I think सब लोग लिखा होगा, copied. Right. So this is the column measure order. Copied all of you. We are storing what column by column. Right. So we are storing column by column. Just understand here. Copy it, all of you. Speed up. आराम से कॉपी करते. Okay. Now understand here, same thing. Okay, it's a column measure order. Okay, we stored column by column. The first column, second column, third column, fourth and fifth. So you're storing column by column here. So it's a column measure order, right? Understand here. So we are storing column by column. Yes or no, right? Now I want to find out. Let's take some element. There's a location of A of 3, 5. Okay, so location of A of 3. Okay, 5. So understand here, okay, we want to find out location of A of 3, 5. So how we are going to find out this? Okay, now first same thing, the base address is 100 plus. Now understand, because it is a column measure order, listen here, because it is a column measure order, the first your concentration is on the columns. Listen carefully, first it is a column measure order, okay, concentration on the columns first. Now which column you want to go here? Fifth column you want to go. Listen here, fifth column you want to go. Because the column measure order, first concentration on the columns. Fifth column, look at here. So first, second, third, fourth and fifth. Fifth column you want to go. Now tell me, you can easily understand here, if you want to go to the fifth column, how many columns you have to cross? 4 columns you have to completely cross. Fifth column you want to go means four columns completely you have to cross. So first column, second column, third column and fourth column. So the 4 columns you have to completely cross. Remember the fifth column you want to go. This is the fifth column. Okay, look at here. So first column, second, third and fourth and fifth. Is that here? So fifth column you want to go means, okay, so first 4 columns you have to completely cross. So what is that? 5 minus 1 columns you have to cross. Now remember what is this one here? Tell me. कॉलम्स की बात कर रहा हूं, कॉलम्स की बात कर रहा हूं, तो व्हाट इज दिस वन ईयर? ओके, लोअर बाउंड 2, लोअर बाउंड 2. इज दैट हियर? सो दिस मेनी कॉलम्स यू हैव टू क्रॉस. नाउ टेल मी, ओके ठीक है, 4 कॉलम्स यू हैव टू क्रॉस, दैट इज फाइन. एंड रिमेंबर एवरी कॉलम इज हैविंग हाउ मेनी एलिमेंट्स? Every column is having how many elements here? 4 elements. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Every column is having how many elements? 4 elements. Now tell me, what is this 4 here? That is, what is this 4 here? Number of rows. What is this 4 here? That is number of rows. Is that clear? So plus. Okay. Next, which is the row number you want to go here? 3. Third row you want to go. Is that clear? Now look at here. So this is the row number you want to go here. Right. So the fifth column you want to go. That is fine. But the third row you want to go. Fifth column में third row पे जाना है. Columns की बात हो गया. Now tell me about the rows. The third row you want to go. Okay. Look at this. First row, second row and third row. First row, second row, third row. Now tell me, okay, third row पे तुमको जाना है. If you want to go to third row, how many rows you have to cross? These 2 rows you have to cross. If you want to go to this third row, these 2 rows you have to cross. So it means, okay, third row you want to go means 3 minus 1 rows you have to cross. So what is this one here? Lower bound 1. So because rows की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 1 always. Look at here, rows की बात करता हूं, rows की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 1. Columns की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 2. Is that clear? So total this many elements you have to cross and the size of the element is 2. Okay, so that is 100 plus. So this value is a 4. 4 into 4 is what? 16. Right? Plus this value is a 2. So multiply with a 2 here. So this is 18. 18 times 2, 36. So that is 136. So check it out. So A of 3, 5. A of 3, 5 location is 136. Okay, yes sir. A of 3, 5 location is 136. A of 3, 5 location is 136. Right? So copy करो. Okay. So shall I remove this? Right. Now same thing, just find out okay, some other location. Let's say location alpha. Okay, we'll find out a of 2 4, this one. Okay, a of 2, okay, 4. Now tell me how you are going to find out this location of a of 2 4. So it means what? Second row, okay, the fourth column. Second row, fourth column. Is that clear? Right. Understand here. So okay, base address plus. Now it is a okay column measure order. First concentration on the columns. So fourth column you want to go. Okay, look at here, fourth column. So here is the fourth column. So this is a fourth column here, right? So I'm writing here. So it's a fourth column and the second row, right? So first column, second column, third and fourth. Fourth column पे जाना है. So these three columns you have to cross completely. These three columns you have to cross completely, right? So 4 minus 1 columns you have to cross. What is this one here? Lower bound 2. So 4 minus 1 columns you have to cross completely. And remember, every column is having how many elements? Every column is having how many elements? 4 elements. Okay, look at here. Every column is having 4 elements. So every column is having 4 elements. What is this 4 here? Number of rows. Okay, number of rows. Plus. Now, which, okay, look at here. Okay, which row you want to go? Is that clear? Fourth column, that is fine. Which row you want to go? Second row. So second row you want to go means how many rows you have to cross? First row you have to cross. So, okay, look at the second row you want to go means 2 minus 1 rows you have to cross. So what is this one here? Lower bound 1. Multiply with the size of the 2. तो रोज की बात करता हूं तो लोअर बाउंड 2 इधर लिए, हाँ रोज की बात करता हूं तो लोअर बाउंड 1, कॉलम्स की बात करता हूं तो लोअर बाउंड 2. So find out this. So this 100 plus so 3 into 4 12, 12 plus 1 that is 13. So multiply with the 2 here, that is 126. So just check it out. A of 2 4 126. A of 2 4 126. It is matching. Yes. Copy this. Okay, so column measure order, the first concentration is on the columns and then rows. So shall I remove this? Right. So note down the question. So note down the question. So A of minus 39 to plus okay 514. So next minus 17 to plus 610. So base address is 3800. Base address is 3800 and size of the element is 6. Okay, size of the element is 6. So column measure order. So find out. So location of A of 599. Okay, sorry. A of 499. 499 and 599. So find out this. A of 499, okay, and 599. So speed up, find out that. Okay. So many students are giving right answer. Excellent. See, now the accuracy is improved. So 2054612. Right. So we want to go to the location number 499 and 599. So the base address is 3800. So I write it here. So base address is 3800 plus. So you want to go to column number 599. You want to go to the column number 599. So it means how many columns you need to cross? 599 minus 17. This many columns you have to cross. So, okay, understand here 599, okay, minus 17. This many columns you have to cross. Is that clear? And in this many columns, how many elements are there? That is same as number of rows. Number of rows. How many rows? Okay, 514. Okay, minus 39 plus 1. So, this many rows are there, right? This many rows. Right. So understand here, okay, total this many rows, okay. Look at here, this many columns you want to cross, and every column is having how many elements? This many elements. That is same as number of rows. So plus next row number kaun sa jana hai? Row number 499. It means how many rows you have to cross? 499 minus 39. Okay, this many rows you have to cross. So total this many elements you have to cross, and the size of the element is given as 6. So you find out this value. So 2054612. So this is the answer. 2054612. So check it out. So almost 90% giving right answer, but still 90% right answer only. Only 10-15% giving wrong answer. Somebody getting negative, minus. How you are getting minus? Hmm? Somebody getting minus, intelligent fellow. Intelligent fellow, how you are getting minus? Sudensha Rakshit. Sudeshna Rakshit. You are getting minus 32,854. How you are getting minus? I don't understand. Minus? If you are giving wrong answer, it is okay. Wrong answer is okay, but how you are getting minus? This is interesting. Okay. So this is the answer. It's okay. Don't make any simple, silly mistakes. I don't understand how you are getting minus. Okay. Okay. Right. So this is how, okay, you need to write the, okay, you are going to solve. So I think now you understood. So no need to give one more question. One more question is not required. So keep it as a note. Let's write down the formula directly. So A of, note down, lower bound 1 to upper bound 1. So lower bound 2 to upper bound 2. So column major order, base address BA, size of the element, okay, is yes. Size of the element is yes. So note down location of A of IJ. Location of A of IJ. Write down the formula. Okay. So understand here. So the base address is okay, BA, base address place. Understand here. Base address place. कौन सा column पे जाना है? Jth column. So jth column पे जाना है. How many columns you have to cross? J minus LB2. So multiply with every column is having how many elements? Number of rows. Every column is having how many elements? Number of rows. Number of rows formula is already given. So plus next कौन सा row number जाना है? I. It means I minus LB1. This many rows you have to cross. So multiply with the size of the element. Yes. So this is the okay formula okay for the column measure order. So understood all of you? Okay, Sudansha, you're taken LB2 value in the LB1. It's okay. It's okay. Right. सेम लिखिए सब लोग फार्मूला. Right. Okay. So this is a formula for column measure order. Column measure order. Right. So if anybody want to copy, you can copy that. Okay. So next. So let's move on to the 3D arrays. So in the 3D arrays, it is very easy. Okay. You can directly write the formula. No need to understand. Same thing is extended to what? 3D arrays. Okay. We'll take up one simple example. We'll take up the simple example and okay, we can directly write the formulas. Right. Okay. So right. Note down. Keep the heading 3D arrays. Only one example. Directly you can write the formula. Nothing is there. So just note down A of LB1 to UB1. So LB2 to UB2. Listen here. LB3 to UB3. Just listen here. So these are called as rows. So this is the rows here, and these are the columns, and these are generally different people call different thing. These are called as generally planes. Okay, not required. Anyway, not required. So you can just copy that as a planes. And now tell me in this, I want to find out number of rows. Number of rows NR. Tell me what is the formula. Number of rows is this one. This is number of rows. This is number of columns, and this number of planes. Number of rows. What is the formula here? UB2 minus LB2 plus 1. So if it is a 3D array, number of rows formula will change. And next, number of columns. Number of columns. NC. Number of columns. Okay, formula will be what? Same. UB3 minus LB3 plus 1. Okay, this is the formula for number of columns if it is a 3D array. Okay, so now let's take a example. With the example you will understand here. So let us say you are having a of 5 to 15 and next 6 to, okay, maybe any value, let's say 6 to 17 and next 8 to 19. Okay, so just listen carefully, copy all this, just take the example, take this example and copy this. So this is the number of rows and this is number of columns. Now tell me how many rows coming here, this number of rows. So this is number of rows and this is number of columns. Okay, so how many rows coming here? Okay, 6 to 17. 6 to 17 rows. Okay, rows कितना है? 17 minus 6. 17 minus 6 plus 1. 17 minus 6. 17 minus 6 plus 1. So this how much here? 11. 11 plus 1, 12. So this is 12 rows. And how many columns? Okay, this is okay, this is 12 rows. And how many columns? How many columns? Find out this. Okay, 19 minus 8 plus 1. How much is this? 20 minus 8. So that's 12. So, okay, this is also, okay, 12. Okay, this is fortunately or unfortunately same coming. So you change it to 20. Change it to 20. So this becomes what? 13. Okay, this is 12. So 5 to 15, how much is coming? 15 minus 5 plus 1. So how much is this? Okay, this one coming here. 15 minus 5, 10. 10 plus 1, 11. Okay, so this is 11. Now this is fine. So this one is 11. 11 2D arrays. Okay, each of size 12 into, okay, 13. So this one is 12. 6 to 17, 12. Is that correct? and change this here 8 to 20 karo, 8 to 20, 8 to 20. So these are the planes. Okay. So generally, okay, call it as a planes or whatever, it is okay, fine. Okay, the name doesn't matter. So number of rows, this one. Number of columns is this one. Copy this. Yeah, Gaurav Kumar, sometimes the questions comes, but with the values will be low, right? So don't worry. Copy all this. Copy this one, this one, this one. So check is the all that correct number of planes. Number of planes means okay, you can say these are the 2D arrays. Number of 2D arrays, each of size this one. This many number of 1D arrays, each of size okay 13. So we'll write down that. We'll write down carefully. Just copy karo, copy karo. Copy किए. So check karo, is it correct? Okay, 15 minus 5 plus 1. Number of planes. 15 minus 5 plus 1. Is this correct? 15 minus 5 plus 1. Okay, this is 10. 10 plus 1, 11. Okay. And next number of rows. 17 minus 6. 17 minus 6 is what? 11 plus 1. Okay, that is 12. Correct. And this is okay, 12. Okay, 8 minus 20 minus 8 plus 1. 20 minus 8 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. Correct. So all that is correct. कॉपी किए सब लोग. ये क्या बोल रहे हैं? राविश इज सेइंग सर नेक्स्ट टॉपिक स्टार्ट टुमारो प्लीज. नेक्स्ट टॉपिक कल करो, कल का काम आज करो, आज का काम अभी करो, कबीर दास ने बोला है. हाँ, कल का काम आज करो, आज का काम अभी करो, कबीर दास ने बोला है, मैं नहीं बोला है. राइट. ओके. हाँ, कम बैक टू दिस. So understand here. Okay, copied. It means this many 2D arrays. Is that clear? Understand here. 11 okay 2D arrays. Okay, just copy this. 11 2D arrays. Okay, each of size. How much is that? 12 into 13. Okay, so this is the first step. And next, this is 11 2D arrays, each of size. Okay, 12 into 13. And next, how many 1D arrays? Okay, next, each 2D array is having what? 11, 12 1D arrays. 12 1D arrays. Okay, I read properly. Each 2D array has 12 1D arrays. 12 1D arrays. Each of size 13. No doubt. 11 2D arrays. Don't confuse. Separately copy karo. 11 2D arrays. Each of size 12 into 13. And each 2D array has 12 1D arrays. Don't confuse. 12. Okay. I write here properly. Okay. Write in colons. 12 1D arrays. Each of size. Each 2D array has 12 1D arrays. Each of size 13. Each 2D array has 12 1D arrays. Each of size what? 13. Okay. With the diagram you will understand. Don't worry. हटा दूं? अब किए. Right. Shall I remove this? Right. Okay. So understand here. So how many 2D arrays? 11 2D arrays. Okay. Planes means what? 2D arrays you can take. So 11 2D arrays. What is the number? Okay. Just listen first. इसका diagram बनाते. Just rough diagram. So okay, 2D arrays. 5. Okay, 6, 7, 8. So like this, 5 to 15. So these are the 2D arrays. 2D arrays. Just listen first. So these are the 2D arrays. Okay, numbering starts from 5 to 15. 5 to 15. So 5th 2D array, 6th 2D array, 7th 2D array, 8th 2D array. So these are the 2D arrays. Understand carefully. These are the 2D arrays. So this 2D array is having how much size? How many elements? Okay, 12 into 13. And this 2D array is having how many elements? Same, 12 into 13. This 2D array is having how many elements? 12 into 13. Is this clear? Right? This point is clear for everyone. And next, 15th 2D array. This is having how many elements? 12 into 13. 12 into 13. And next, now each okay 2D array, if you observe that in the 2D array, what are the rows? Row number start from 6 to 17. Look at your row number 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now look at here. So 9, 10. So like this 9 to 17. And next column number starts from what? 8 to 20. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. That is okay till 20. Is that clear? Right. So understand here. So this is each 2D array. Okay, is having 12 into 13 elements. 12 into 13 okay elements. And each 2D array, if you observe, look at here. 2D array will look like this. This many rows are there and this many columns are there. Row number starts from 6 to 17 and next okay column number starts from 8 to 20. So copy this one carefully. This one and this one you copy. Copy this carefully. The 2D array number starts. 2D array number, or it is also called as a planes. You can say okay planes. This okay, write down here 2D arrays, or you can say planes. Okay, plane number 5 to 15. 2D array any नाम से कोई मतलब नहीं है, right? So 2D array number or plane number 5 to 15. Every plane, every 2D array is having 12 into 13. 12 into 13, 12 into 13 elements are there. Okay, right. Now first we will find out row measure order. Row measure order first. Okay, row measure order. I want to find out location of. Okay, look at here, same thing. Let's take the okay row measure order. Keep the heading row measure order. Okay, same thing. Base address is 100 and size of the element is what? 2. Size of the element is 2 bytes. Location of A of which 2D array I want to go? Listen here. Okay, 8th 2D array. Okay, I want to go. Look at here. 8th 2D array. And the next row number 10 and okay column number 15. Okay, listen carefully. We'll find out the location of A of 8, 10, 15. पहले सुनो अच्छे से, copy करो. Base address is 100. Size of the element is 2 bytes. 2D array, 8th 2D array I want to go. And 10th row and 15th column. Row measure order. Okay, so let's find out this. Base address is 100 plus. Now tell me, carefully tell me. 8th 2D array I want to go. पहले सुनो अच्छे से, बाद में कॉपी करेंगे. पहले सुनो 8th 2D array I want to go. 8th 2D array, 8th plane. Okay, look at 8th plane, 8th 2D array. This is a 5th 2D array, 6th 2D array, 7th 2D array, 8th 2D array. Look at here, 8th 2D array I want to go. 8th 2D array you want to go. Listen here, 8th 2D array you want to go means how many 2D arrays you have to cross completely. This is the 8th 2D array, right? 5th 2D array, 6th, 7th, 8th. 8th 2D array means this many 2D arrays you have to cross. This many 2D arrays you have to cross. Right? 8th 2D array you want to go means this many 2D arrays you have to cross. Okay. It means how many 2D arrays are there here? 3 2D arrays. 3 2D arrays are there. Remember that is 8 minus 5 2D arrays you have to cross. So what is this here? LB1. What is that 5 here? LB1. Look at here, that is the LB1. See here, LB1. This is the first one is LB1. Okay, so 8th 2D array you want to go. Understand carefully, 8th 2D array you want to go means this many 2D arrays you have to cross. So 8 minus 5 2D arrays you have to cross. And every 2D array is these 3D arrays, 2D arrays. In this 3 2D arrays, how many elements are there? Every 2D array is having how many elements? 12 into 13. This having 12 into 13, this also 12 into 13, 12 into 13. So 8th 2D array you want to go means 8 minus 5 2D arrays you have to cross, and every 2D array is having 12 into 13 elements. So 12 means what? What is this? Number of rows. And what is this? 13 number of columns. Look at here. Number of rows is 12 and number of columns is 13. Simple. So this is the extra thing coming. Okay. Whether row measure order or column measure order, this is the extra thing coming here. Now in the 3D array, this is the extra thing coming here. Whether okay, row measure order or column measure order, this is the extra thing coming here. Extra thing coming here. Is that clear? So understand carefully. 8th 2D array you want to go means 8 minus 5 2D arrays you have to cross. See this 8 2D array. So this many 2D arrays you have to cross. Okay, right? 8 minus 5. How much? 3. Look at here. 1, 2, 3. 3 2D arrays you have to cross. Every 2D array is having how many elements? Okay, 12 into 13 elements. So 12 is number of rows and 13 is number of columns. Okay, this is the extra thing coming. Now remaining all is exactly same. Remaining all is exactly same. Remaining all exactly same. Now tell me. Now it's a row measure order. Row measure order means first concentration is on the rows. Row measure order means first concentration is on the rows. Now what is the row number you want to go? 10th row. So 10th row you want to go means how many rows you have to cross? 10 minus what is that here? 6. 10 minus 6 rows you have to cross. Row number 10th पे जाना है. 10 minus 6 you have to cross. 10 minus 6 rows you have to cross. What is this 6 here? Lower bound 2. Because rows की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 2 here. Rows की बात करता हूं तो lower bound 2 here. See this? Okay. Next 10 minus 6 rows you have to cross. And every row is having how many elements? Every row is having how many elements? Every row is having how many elements? Number of columns. Every row is having how many elements? Number of columns. How many columns? 13. So that is 13. 13 is what? Number of columns. Plus now column number you want to go what? Column number 15th column. So 15th column means how many columns you have to cross? 15 minus 8. 15 minus 8 columns you have to cross. What is this 8? Lower bound 3. Multiply with the size of the element 2. Size of the element 2. Remember, only this thing is coming extra. Only this thing is coming extra. This is already old one only. This is the old one only. Nothing new here. Okay, nothing new here. But only thing is here rows means lower bound 2, columns means lower bound 3. So this is the representing rows and this representing columns. Is this clear? Is this clear? So find out the value. Find out this value. How much is this coming? How much is the value of this? कॉपी करके निकालो आंसर. Come on, how much is the value coming? Right. So how much is the value coming? So this one is 1154. Double 154. Is this clear for everyone? Right. So very good. Now in the same manner आप लोग निकालो, you guys find out next question on the same example, now find out location of a of in the same manner. Okay, in the same manner 11th 2D array, 2D array, and next 15th okay row, 15th row, and okay 17th column, 15th row and 17th column. Find out this. Exactly same. Base address is 100. Size of the element is 2. Yogendra, check it out. How you got 1158? 1154 is the right answer. Now take exactly same thing for the same question. Find out this. I want to find out location of 11th 2D array. A of 11th 2D array I want to go, and 15th row and 17th column. 15th row and 17th column. Same. Size of the element is 2. Okay, इसको निकाल के बताओ. Find out this. कॉपी करके find out that next. Yeah, row major order. Yes. So that is a row major order only. Same thing. Right. So same thing. Look at here. So 100 plus. Okay. Now 11th 2D array I want to go. So it means 11 minus how many 2D arrays you have to cross? 11 minus 5 2D arrays you have to cross. So this is lower bound 1. Okay. And in every 2D array you are having how many elements? 12 into 13. So this is number of rows and this is number of columns plus. Now it's a row major order. First concentration is on the rows next. Next is your rows. Row number 15 पे जाना है. So it means how many rows you have to cross? 15 minus 6. 15 minus 6. So this many rows you have to cross. What is this here? LB2. And every row is having how many elements? Okay, 13. This is number of columns. Plus you need to go to column number what? 17. So it means you need to cross how many columns? 17 minus 8. So this is what here? Lower bound 3. So multiply with the size of the element 2. Okay. So just find out this. Okay. How much is this coming? 224. Okay. So 224. Okay. So this value is 2, 2, 2 and 4. Okay. Right. Understood. Same thing. Okay. If it is a column measure order, then what you will do? You concentrate on the columns. Okay. This part is always same. This part is always same. This part is always same. Only here, okay, row measure order hai, so first you consider rows and then columns. It is a column measure order, first columns and then rows. That's it. Okay, so you write down the formula directly. Okay. Note. Okay, A of lower bound 1 to upper bound 1, lower bound 2 to upper bound 2. Okay, and next lower bound 3 through upper bound 3. Okay, right. So next base address BA, size of the element is what? Yes. Okay. So first write down the formula. Okay, for row measure order. Row measure order, location of A of I J K. Location of A of I J K. First you write row measure order, and then you can write directly, okay, column measure order. You can directly write the formula. Very, very simple. Write down the formula first, row measure order, base address place. Write down the formula. So match was up. Look at here, IJK, base address BA plus I minus LB1. Okay, this many 2D arrays you have to cross. Every 2D array is having number of rows multiplied with number of columns. And the row number J पे जाना है. So J minus LB2 rows you have to cross. And every row is having how many elements? Number of columns. And next column number K पे जाना है. So K minus LB3 columns you have to cross. Now same thing, okay, in the column measure order. So location of A of I, J, okay, K. So simple base address place. Now same thing, which 2D array you want to go? Ith 2D array, exactly same. I minus LB1 2D arrays you have to cross. Every 2D array is having number of rows and number of columns. This exactly same. This exactly same. This exactly same. Plus, okay, it's a column measure order. Now your concentration is on the columns first. So kth column you want to go. So K minus LB3 columns you have to cross. And every column is having how many elements? Number of rows. And next row number J पे जाना है, तो J minus LB2 rows you have to cross. So multiply with the size of the element. Yes. So rows की बात कर रहा हूँ तो LB2 here, columns की बात करता हूँ तो LB3. Is that clear? So this is the formula for column measure order. So exactly same thing. Okay, in the column measure order, only thing is the first concentration on the columns first. Okay, this one is same. This part is same here. This part is same here. This one is same. Only thing here you consider the rows first and then columns. Here columns first and then rows. Okay, so exactly same, just like a previous thing. So same thing extended, okay, to the column measure order also, right? So that is about okay, 3D arrays, row measure order and column measure order. Is that clear? So copy this formula. Okay, if anybody is not copied, so I'll stop the class for today. Continue tomorrow, and tomorrow we'll study the same thing. One more thing is there, lower triangular matrix, and next we'll study the recursion. That is also important topic. So all varieties of the recursion is required. Okay, and next we will study the dynamic memory allocation, and if time permits, tomorrow I'll start the data structures. Okay, if the time permits. So fine. So see you in the tomorrow's class. Okay, so take care. Bye bye. See you in the tomorrow's class.